The Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital Orthopedic Surgery Department performs total joint replacements of the hips, knees, and shoulders. With 3 experienced orthopedic surgeons, Preston Memorial Hospital will work with you to develop a treatment program that meets your individual needs. Let us help alleviate your pain and return you to the active life you love. Mon Health, Preston Memorial Hospital. Choose Mon Health and feel the difference of personalized care close to home. Visit monhealth.com.
You want the best food for your family, right? Well, CGP Foods is an employee-owned West Virginia company serving Preston County for 20 years. Reedsville Shop and Save Express, Terralta Shop and Save Express, and Kingwood Save-A-Lot all offer fresh-cut daily meat, full-service slice-to-order deli items, and fresh fruits and vegetables in our produce departments. Plus, weekly specials help stretch your family's food dollar. And during these trying times, we're doing everything possible to keep our customers and employees safe. CGP Foods, the best for your family.
For more than 125 years, Clear Mountain Bank has been assisting customers with all their banking needs while helping our communities thrive and overcome new challenges. In recent months, we have continued that same commitment, volunteering in our communities through our Clear Mountain Cares program, helping businesses through our COVID relief efforts, and supporting locally owned restaurants with our Takeout Tuesday initiative. Because at Clear Mountain Bank, it's about more than just banking. It's about being in this together. The Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital Orthopedic Surgery Department performs total joint replacements of the hips, knees, and shoulders. With 3 experienced orthopedic surgeons, Preston Memorial Hospital will work with you to develop a treatment program that meets your individual needs. Let us help alleviate your pain and return you to the active life you love. Mon Health, Preston Memorial Hospital. Choose Mon Health and feel the difference of personalized care close to home. Visit monhealth.com.
You want the best food for your family, right? Well, CGP Foods is an employee-owned West Virginia company serving Preston County for 20 years. Reedsville Shop and Save Express, Terralta Shop and Save Express, and Kingwood Save-A-Lot all offer fresh-cut daily meat, full-service slice-to-order deli items, and fresh fruits and vegetables in our produce departments. Plus, weekly specials help stretch your family's food dollar. And during these trying times, we're doing everything possible to keep our customers and employees safe. CGP Foods, the best for your family.
For more than 125 years, Clear Mountain Bank has been assisting customers with all their banking needs while helping our communities thrive and overcome new challenges. In recent months, we have continued that same commitment, volunteering in our communities through our Clear Mountain Cares program, helping businesses through our COVID relief efforts, and supporting locally owned restaurants with our Takeout Tuesday initiative. Because at Clear Mountain Bank, it's about more than just banking. It's about being in this together. The Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital Orthopedic Surgery Department performs total joint replacements of the hips, knees, and shoulders. With 3 experienced orthopedic surgeons, Preston Memorial Hospital will work with you to develop a treatment program that meets your individual needs. Let us help alleviate your pain and return you to the active life you love. Mon Health, Preston Memorial Hospital. Choose Mon Health and feel the difference of personalized care close to home. Visit monhealth.com.
You want the best food for your family, right? Well, CGP Foods is an employee-owned West Virginia company serving Preston County for 20 years. Reedsville Shop and Save Express, Terralta Shop and Save Express, and Kingwood Save A Lot all offer fresh-cut daily meat, full-service slice-to-order deli items, and fresh fruits and vegetables in our produce departments. Plus, weekly specials help stretch your family's food dollar. And during these trying times, we're doing everything possible to keep our customers and employees safe. CGP Foods, the best for your family.
For more than 125 years, Clear Mountain Bank has been assisting customers with all their banking needs while helping our communities thrive and overcome new challenges. In recent months, we have continued that same commitment, volunteering in our communities through our Clear Mountain Cares program, helping businesses through our COVID relief efforts, and supporting locally owned restaurants with our Takeout Tuesday initiative. Because at Clear Mountain Bank, it's about more than just banking. It's about being in this together. The Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital Orthopedic Surgery Department performs total joint replacements of the hips, knees, and shoulders. With 3 experienced orthopedic surgeons, Preston Memorial Hospital will work with you to develop a treatment program that meets your individual needs. Let us help alleviate your pain and return you to the active life you love. Mon Health, Preston Memorial Hospital. Choose Mon Health and feel the difference of personalized care close to home. Visit monhealth.com.
You want the best food for your family, right? Well, CGP Foods is an employee-owned West Virginia company serving Preston County for 20 years. Reedsville Shop and Save Express, Terralta Shop and Save Express, and Kingwood Save A Lot all offer fresh-cut daily meat, full-service slice-to-order deli items, and fresh fruits and vegetables in our produce departments. Plus, weekly specials help stretch your family's food dollar. And during these trying times, we're doing everything possible to keep our customers and employees safe. CGP Foods, the best for your family.
For more than 125 years, Clear Mountain Bank has been assisting customers with all their banking needs while helping our communities thrive and overcome new challenges. In recent months, we have continued that same commitment, volunteering in our communities through our Clear Mountain Cares program, helping businesses through our COVID relief efforts, and supporting locally owned restaurants with our Takeout Tuesday initiative. Because at Clear Mountain Bank, it's about more than just banking. It's about being in this together. The Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital Orthopedic Surgery Department performs total joint replacements of the hips, knees, and shoulders. With 3 experienced orthopedic surgeons, Preston Memorial Hospital will work with you to develop a treatment program that meets your individual needs. Let us help alleviate your pain and return you to the active life you love. Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital. Choose Mon Health and feel the difference of personalized care close to home. Visit monhealth.com.
You want the best food for your family, right? Well, CGP Foods is an employee-owned West Virginia company serving Preston County for 20 years. Reedsville Shop and Save Express, Terralta Shop and Save Express, and Kingwood Save a Lot all offer fresh-cut daily meat, full-service slice-to-order deli items, and fresh fruits and vegetables in our produce departments. Plus, weekly specials help stretch your family's food dollar. And during these trying times, we're doing everything possible to keep our customers and employees safe. CGP Foods, the best for your family.
For more than 125 years, Clear Mountain Bank has been assisting customers with all their banking needs while helping our communities thrive and overcome new challenges. In recent months, we have continued that same commitment, volunteering in our communities through our Clear Mountain Cares program, helping businesses through our COVID relief efforts, and supporting locally owned restaurants with our Takeout Tuesday initiative. Because at Clear Mountain Bank, it's about more than just banking. It's about being in this together. The Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital Orthopedic Surgery Department performs total joint replacements of the hips, knees, and shoulders. With 3 experienced orthopedic surgeons, Preston Memorial Hospital will work with you to develop a treatment program that meets your individual needs. Let us help alleviate your pain and return you to the active life you love. Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital. Choose Mon Health and feel the difference of personalized care close to home. Visit monhealth.com.
You want the best food for your family, right? Well, CGP Foods is an employee-owned West Virginia company serving Preston County for 20 years. Reedsville Shop and Save Express, Terralta Shop and Save Express, and Kingwood Save a Lot all offer fresh-cut daily meat, full-service slice-to-order deli items, and fresh fruits and vegetables in our produce departments. Plus, weekly specials help stretch your family's food dollar. And during these trying times, we're doing everything possible to keep our customers and employees safe. CGP Foods, the best for your family.
For more than 125 years, Clear Mountain Bank has been assisting customers with all their banking needs while helping our communities thrive and overcome new challenges. In recent months, we have continued that same commitment, volunteering in our communities through our Clear Mountain Cares program, helping businesses through our COVID relief efforts, and supporting locally owned restaurants with our Takeout Tuesday initiative. Because at Clear Mountain Bank, it's about more than just banking. It's about being in this together. The Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital Orthopedic Surgery Department performs total joint replacements of the hips, knees, and shoulders. With 3 experienced orthopedic surgeons, Preston Memorial Hospital will work with you to develop a treatment program that meets your individual needs. Let us help alleviate your pain and return you to the active life you love. Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital. Choose Mon Health and feel the difference of personalized care close to home. Visit monhealth.com.
You want the best food for your family, right? Well, CGP Foods is an employee-owned West Virginia company serving Preston County for 20 years. Reedsville Shop and Save Express, Terralta Shop and Save Express, and Kingwood Save A Lot all offer fresh-cut daily meat, full-service slice-to-order deli items, and fresh fruits and vegetables in our produce departments. Plus, weekly specials help stretch your family's food dollar. And during these trying times, we're doing everything possible to keep our customers and employees safe. CGP Foods, the best for your family.
For more than 125 years, Clear Mountain Bank has been assisting customers with all their banking needs while helping our communities thrive and overcome new challenges. In recent months, we have continued that same commitment, volunteering in our communities through our Clear Mountain Cares program, helping businesses through our COVID relief efforts, and supporting locally owned restaurants with our Takeout Tuesday initiative. Because at Clear Mountain Bank, it's about more than just banking. It's about being in this together. The Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital Orthopedic Surgery Department performs total joint replacements of the hips, knees, and shoulders. With 3 experienced orthopedic surgeons, Preston Memorial Hospital will work with you to develop a treatment program that meets your individual needs. Let us help alleviate your pain and return you to the active life you love. Mon Health Preston Memorial Hospital. Choose Mon Health and feel the difference of personalized care close to home. Visit monhealth.com.
You want the best food for your family, right? Well, CGP Foods is an employee-owned West Virginia company serving Preston County for 20 years. Reedsville Shop and Save Express, Terralta Shop and Save Express, and Kingwood Save A Lot all offer fresh-cut daily meat, full-service slice-to-order deli items, and fresh fruits and vegetables in our produce departments. Plus, weekly specials help stretch your family's food dollar. And during these trying times, we're doing everything possible to keep our customers and employees safe. CGP Foods, the best for your family.
For more than 125 years, Clear Mountain Bank has been assisting customers with all their banking needs while helping our communities thrive and overcome new challenges. In recent months, we have continued that same commitment, volunteering in our communities through our Clear Mountain Cares program, helping businesses through our COVID relief efforts, and supporting locally owned restaurants with our Takeout Tuesday initiative. Because at Clear Mountain Bank, it's about more than just banking. It's about being in this together.
You want the best food for your family, right? Well, CGP Foods is an employee-owned West Virginia company serving Preston County for 20 years. Reedsville Shop and Save Express, Terralta Shop and Save Express, and Kingwood Save A Lot all offer fresh-cut daily meat, full-service slice-to-order deli items, and fresh fruits and vegetables in our produce departments. Plus, weekly specials help stretch your family's food dollar. And during these trying times, we're doing everything possible to keep our customers and employees safe. CGP Foods, the best for your family.
For more than 125 years, Clear Mountain Bank has been assisting customers with all their banking needs while helping our communities thrive and overcome new challenges. In recent months, we have continued that same commitment, volunteering in our communities through our Clear Mountain Cares program, helping businesses through our COVID relief efforts, and supporting locally owned restaurants with our Takeout Tuesday initiative. Because at Clear Mountain Bank, it's about more than just banking. It's about being in this together.
Preston Memorial Hospital welcomes Dr. Michael Forkran to our team. Dr. Forkran is a general surgery specialist that graduated with honors from West Virginia University School of Medicine. Having more than 8 years of diverse experience, Dr. Forkran performs advanced laparoscopic procedures of the abdomen, including gallbladder, stomach, bowel, colon, liver, and pancreas. Dr. Forkran also performs endoscopies in our state-of-the-art endoscopy suite. Appointments are available now by calling 304-329-4701.
You want the best food for your family, right? Well, CGP Foods is an employee-owned West Virginia company serving Preston County for 20 years. Reedsville Shop and Save Express, Terralta Shop and Save Express, and Kingwood Save A Lot all offer fresh-cut daily meat, full-service slice-to-order deli items, and fresh fruits and vegetables in our produce departments. Plus, weekly specials help stretch your family's food dollar. And during these trying times, we're doing everything possible to keep our customers and employees safe. CGP Foods, the best for your family.
For more than 125 years, Clear Mountain Bank has been assisting customers with all their banking needs while helping our communities thrive and overcome new challenges. In recent months, we have continued that same commitment, volunteering in our communities through our Clear Mountain Cares program, helping businesses through our COVID relief efforts, and supporting locally owned restaurants with our Takeout Tuesday initiative. Because at Clear Mountain Bank, it's about more than just banking. It's about being in this together.
Preston Memorial Hospital welcomes Dr. Michael Forkran to our team. Dr. Forkran is a general surgery specialist that graduated with honors from West Virginia University School of Medicine. Having more than 8 years of diverse experience, Dr. Forkran performs advanced laparoscopic procedures of the abdomen, including gallbladder, stomach, bowel, colon, liver, and pancreas. Dr. Forkran also performs endoscopies in our state-of-the-art endoscopy suite. Appointments are available now by calling 304-329-4701. Preston Memorial Hospital.
And have you seen the judges? They're right there. Oh, right there they are. Perfect. Ow. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning to everyone tuning in out there on the internet and on Atlantic Broadband and the Prodigy television networks here, thanks to Digital Connections and Prodigy for our connection to the world, helping us get this show out to you. And the Market Goat Show will be getting underway here pretty soon from the Terra Alta Farmers Market here on the mountaintop. A little bit cloudy today, but going to be a beautiful day here in the wonderful free state of Preston. And we look forward to a great show here as these youngsters come out and show their wares. They show us the animals that they have shepherded along through many, many months to get to this point, and also they'll show us their skills at working with these goats today. We'll show you around the grounds just a little bit here as preparations well underway, and we will get things started just shortly, so stay tuned here on Hometown TV.
Okay, thanks. Not yet. Give me time. I'll be right back.
We're a couple minutes away yet. Nothing wrong with the mic, Steve. It's bumping on my chin. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check check check. Huh?
Should we turn it off? No, I think you can just stop it. I gotta get my camera ready. We have 2 classes of lightweight division. Our first class, I need Lexa Galloway, Nathaniel Bolliard, Hallie Simmons, Brett Bolliard, and Olivia Mitchell.
This side of her. Go ahead and set up. Just come down the line.
Fly hider.
that one turned on, yes. Also, we do need to move that microphone for the TV.
I would like to introduce our 2020 Lady of Agriculture, Savannah Hauser. And our first runner-up, Lady of Agriculture, Whitney Pomeroy. Congratulations.
Do I need to put this by that?
Oh, yeah, right back where it was.
It's fine?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm
Well,
just
here's
in
my
the way.
bio for this one if you wanted to. That's for the goat show.
That's the only one working right now. Did somebody tell you to move it? Oh, no, that's just for us. Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you, Kenneth. Yes. Well, we both need work. You're supposed to put this here later.
Morning, Ben.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well,
Good.
I heard your boys' names a couple times last night. They did a nice job getting the cattle fit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you much.
Hairy and clean. And
Yeah. The one was white. So.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
nightmare.
Yeah, it kind of is. They did good though.
No, they did
Proud
a
of
really
them.
good job getting
Thank you.
him cooked up.
Thank you.
He had a bunch of hair.
He did.
He was fuzzy.
Yeah. He did. Thank you much. Am I in your way?
I'm waiting on the
Yeah.
mics. I'm
Okay.
letting her do her thing, so I don't know. You're not in my way at all. I'm just waiting on them. I'll work around you. I know better than tell any woman what to do ever.
Great. We think we got this figured out, so let's try.
Good morning. Can everybody hear me? Hey, third time's a charm. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here for the Goat Show. And when we step back and look at this, I think there's just a real easy place to start with the traditional marked weather up high. That dude is easily the most busted open, biggest top goat that actually spreads with shape, most dimension. And he's still got a good looking profile from the side. From there, maybe we get a little bit give and take. I'm going to commit to that market priorities. And I think the next best one from a fundamental standpoint of shape and muscularity is the red weather. That dude's a little bigger and has some shape coming out of his top. He's got a little bolder in terms of his rib cage. He's a little coarser, plainer from from the side in terms of his profile. He's not as hydrated in terms of his muscle type. If you like him a little more attractive, I think the young lady with the dapple is actually doing a really nice job to getting that one not only presented, but keeping his head where he's supposed to be in terms of position and quick to get there. He just doesn't have enough shape in him. Quite honestly, I want to pull him up, but I look at him in terms of the base of his chest, his back shape, the shape in his leg. He just needs to be more dimensional throughout. The goat coming into 4-hole, maybe he's a little bigger down his back. He reads that way. Partly he's a little full, and that helps him just a little bit there. I just read him more wide up high than he is down low. He isn't as genuine in terms of his width. He's from the side. He's a plainer, lower fronted goat that's coarser in his shoulder. It's steeper out of his hip. Longer, better pattern goat here in this kind of fawn colored deal. He just doesn't have the same muscularity as much as I like him in terms of a functional build, just plainer in his design. And the goat rounding out the class, fundamentally correct in terms of skeleton. He's just the flattest, plainest one and needs more shape to be able to push forward.
First place, Hallie Simmons. She's also our first place county bred. Second place, Lexa Galloway. She's also our second place county bred. Third place, Olivia Mitchell. Fourth, Nathaniel Bolliard. Fifth, Brett Bolliard, tag 402. And sixth, Brett Bolliard, tag 403. Our second class of lightweight, I need Hayden Bolliard. Tag 404. Daniel Long, tag 428. Daniel Long, tag 429. Wyatt Morris, tag 436, and Hallie Simmons, tag 446.
Yeah, but only one's working, so you're only half as important as that. So
that's fine.
There you go.
Still waiting on one?
I would like to go ahead and introduce today's judge. He is Ben Williamson from Tipton, Pennsylvania. He is originally from Southwest Ohio, and he grew up on a diversified livestock and grain farm. Currently, he is an instructor of animal science and a judging team coach at Penn State. His wife Jessica and 2 children stay involved with their family's operations in Ohio and Maryland. Let's give them a round of applause.
Nice pair of withers on the top side of this, and I think the one that's just more complete is by far the young lady in the pink shirts. This one's got muscle, he's got shape, but more importantly, he combines it with a better build. He's a little more collected down his top line, longer and level out over his hip. When you study him in terms of not only his angles, but how he utilizes it, he's more efficient and comfortable as he gets out and goes, and that becomes really the biggest separation for me. Now, if you want to talk about one that's probably got an edge more muscle, that's going to be 2. He's more turned down, specifically his loin. He's got more bulge and shape, probably into the base of his leg and into his forearm. I just don't think he connects very well in terms of his proportions and balance. He not only divots behind his shoulder, but when you study this guy go, and he ends up wanting to paddle off of both ends, he's a little upright into his hock and wants to push out just a little bit. I need him to collect himself a little more to be able to push up. Young man's goat standing next is certainly the next best one in terms of muscle and shape. That's a steep hip goat that just maybe a little coarser and not quite as fresh to touch. The final 2 decisions end up being a conversation for me in regards to composition. The young man's goat that's standing there in the 4-hole, the horned one, that one's probably one of the neater ones, especially in the bottom trio, and how he sits in the base of his chest and the added length he has of his front end from just a cosmetic standpoint. He doesn't have enough muscle to push up, but he's a better structured one that's round in his rib and firmer to the touch. The doe that rounds out the class ends up being flatter. That's one that's splayed out of her toe, ends up being not as good in terms of her forearm, and that one needs to be freshened up a bunch more in terms of touch.
First place, Hallie Simmons.
Now I got division.
Second place, Caden Bolliard. Third place, Daniel Long. Fourth place, Wyatt Morris. And fifth place, Daniel Long. Now we're going to go for the lightweight division champion, so we're going to need Hallie Simmons, tag 446. Hallie Simmons, tag 447, Caden Bolliard, tag 404, and Lexi Galloway, tag 412.
Am I about to get your tea?
I was right. Juniors are ones? Yes, correct. Yeah, juniors are ones. Well, I don't think that's that way. No, I'm sorry.
Here you go. Thank you.
Just come out here and talk to me.
Back. I did too.
Go ahead and face
Walk down. About where that break is between the post and the next push the wall.
Hallie, which tag do you have?
446.
Okay.
You're going to come in. You're going to be next. Hey, young lady.
This is Lexa. So yeah, that's how. That's how it's 447.
Well, I'm actually hoping if I can get them all 4 fairly, but we're good right here.
think we got a nice pair of wethers in contention for Division One, and they certainly are both sound. They're functional. They've got some added look. We talked about the light winner out of Class 1 here, and honestly, I'm really impressed in terms of the amount of muscle that one has specifically over its loin edge. The turn and shape coming there is quite good, and that's maybe a little more expressive in tone goat, especially when you look in the lower part of its leg. I step back and look at that one, though, as an individual, and do I think that one's as good in terms of its heart? Maybe not. I think part of it's that one's better composition. You get that one at the surface. That goat wants to stay toed out pretty bad and collapses in a little bit at the edge, at the base of his knee, relative to maybe how I want him to build him true and square, and it shouldn't have been the little weak top. The goat out of Class 2 has ended up having the best build out here. I think that one's put together extremely well from the side. How he plays his angles on the move is extremely efficient, and I think he's square in terms of his chest. And he's got a little more fluff on him, and he's certainly a little more mature. That helps him in terms of his rib cage, but his forerib and how that connects into his heart, I think, is just a little more right in terms of how everything blends and sets foundation for muscularity. We're going to go ahead and use him for your champion Division 1. That'd be the lady in the pink shirt. Division 2. That brings in contention the young man standing behind him, and this is really an interesting deal because I think both of them have some differences in terms of skeletal build. As I said before, I think the young man's is probably the best composition goat out here. He's got muscle, he's the firmest touch, the most right in terms of his flesh. He's got a tremendous amount of turn in the base of his leg. Is he as good in terms of his build and how he goes? No, he's too vertical, and I've said that. But when we step back and look at him, there's a lot of goat to try the young lady to get around. We're going to go ahead and keep those together. He'll be champion division, reserve champion Division 1.
Hang out there, girls, because we still need to do county bred. Caden is not county bred, so give us 1 second.
Lightweight division champion is Hallie Simmons with tag 446. And the lightweight division reserve champion is Caden Bollier. Now we need Daniel Long with tag 429 to come into the ring, please.
So
Hallie is automatically your
she's county bred, so I'm looking for reserve.
You're just looking for
county
reserve.
bred.
Yep. Out of these three.
Why couldn't you get this right the first time and just do like the cattle show?
Hey, it's
Don't
your
look at
own
me.
fault. It's your own fault, sir.
Hey, that worked out much better, circling like it. That's perfect.
All right. Goats I can get the fit right.
Yeah. Now, if he can just stand either from one side or the other, and let that yeah, just anywhere so that you're not blocking the goat. Okay. Left or right work. Okay, I'll do that. All right, thank you. Thanks, guys.
I can do that in your Division 2. Division 3, I've got 3 classes, so I'll try to see that.
Hey, do whatever you got to do. Anything you can do to keep them not in a straight line is perfect. But if you have to keep them in a straight line, make it do it. Yeah, well, I can't straight away from it.
Okay, straight away from you.
Yeah, same on his side too. Anything like this or like this is good. Just not straight from me to him.
We're still waiting on a goat.
And I'm going to have him try to find Hallie so she can show her him again.
Yeah, but
I know the audience is down there.
Yeah.
Right, down there with
Well, that's fine. You'll have it again as long as they're not just straight front to back like that. Perfect.
okay, front to back.
Yeah, just not the straight line to us.
Okay. And you don't want the heads towards you. That kind of throws
Right. You can do a straight line in any direction except this way.
Okay. Oh, I see. So you want to face either towards me or face towards
An angle like that or an angle like that.
Okay, but not
straight. Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm either blocked by the front goat, the back goat, or somebody standing in the way.
I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Good deal. We'll do that.
Yeah. Thank you.
While we're waiting for the goat that we were needing for reserve county bred, I was just going to go ahead and let everybody know that we're doing showmanship a little differently this year for those of you that weren't here yesterday. So during the market show, we have a showmanship judge that is actually picking out a few of our exhibitors that will come back and do showmanship later. So pulling out a few of our junior exhibitors and then pulling out a few of our senior exhibitors. So at the end of each weight division, we'll announce those exhibitors that need to come back. So for our lightweight division, the 2 junior exhibitors that need to come back will be Lexa Galloway and Hallie Simmons. And our senior exhibitors that will need to come back for showmanship at the end are Daniel Long and Olivia Mitchell.
Come on in, Daniel.
Don't be shy. All right, well, I didn't know if I was supposed to or not. I didn't want to.
You're the man.
All right, just where do you want me to sit up?
A nice meat and potatoes whether that comes into the ring in contention for reserve, and I like him in terms of being just kind of a wide constructed one that's practical. He is a little past 12 o'clock in terms of his finish. He is not quite as cosmetically appealing or muscular as the goat that's standing to his right. We're going to use young ladies in the pink shirt for reserve County bred.
Our county bred lightweight division champion is Hallie Simmons with tag 446. And our county bred lightweight division champion, reserve champion is Hallie Simmons with tag 447. Next we're going to start the medium weight division. So we're going to need Sahara Belanger with tag 400. Nathaniel Lawyer with tag 407. Lexa Galloway with tag 413. Jeremiah Keller King with tag 424. Olivia Mitchell with tag 431, Mackenzie Motes with tag 432, and Ingrid Nelson with tag 437.
Go down around that post.
Somewhere.
After the break, okay? Basically.
He's Melinda Snecker's dad. Melinda Snecker. Chaz. Oh, okay. That's Bruce's dad. Okay. And they're excellent. Mark, and he has.
Hey, go ahead and take that red, that dappled up dough, go in front of that one, see if you for weather. I put the line in the sawdust for you guys to put their front feet at. So back them up.
I guess the place. I think you got it. So that's Mackenzie versus. I think this is been building up. And now it's, well, I would think that introduce, she just check both sides of the mouth.
Young lady's goat up there in front, and this particular lineup is the burly stout one that just overwhelms everybody in terms of density. Not only in terms of surface, where you start studying him in terms of heaviness of structure and jaw and feature, but on muscularity and rib, and he does it in the sound package. Young lady's goat standing second ends up being the next best one in regards to having some eye appeal and combination of composition. That one's got more turn down of its back than the rest of the goats, but it's too flattened in terms of its rib cage and frail, and just not opened up enough to be able to push the one in front of them. Next two are a little give and take. I'm ultimately going to elect to use the young lady's kind of more painted up thing. When we start studying that one, that's probably one of the more attractive ones from the profile in terms of added extension through its front end length and its top. it does not have as much muscle as I want, just collectively, both down its back and also when you start studying underneath it, but it's a better built one, the combination of having enough muscle. The goat standing next ends up being one that's probably a little more turned down of its back, not as good in terms of its fundamental width underneath. This one ends up being a little more collapsed in terms of its chest, softer in terms of its foot and toe. You get behind this one and start studying it, it's a much narrower constructed one collectively. Appreciate the up top side shape, I just need to go ahead and make it more genuine collectively. Kind of fragile one standing next. This one's extremely attractive in terms of how it sets into its chest and front end, but it comes at a deficit. That guy is way too narrow when he's coming at you. Even when he's the first image of him in terms of his jaw, he's just too frail and wispy there to be able to correspond to have power from their back. More common looking goat that has kind of the same issues. He is a stouter jawed, heavier structured one. He just doesn't have the same turn and density and quite honestly gives just a plainer vision from the side. Man, you don't know how bad I feel about this because you're a leader and you help these things go. And I want to justify pushing it up because of that. I want to reward you, but I got to call livestock what he is. And he's sound. He's been worked with, but he's just too racy. Thank you, man.
First place, Mackenzie Motes, and she is our first place county bred. Second place, Ingrid Nelson, and she is our second place county bred. Third place, Olivia Mitchell. Fourth place, Lexa Galloway. Fifth place, Sahara Belanger. Sixth place, Nathaniel Boyard. Seventh place, Jeremiah Keller King. Next, we're going to go into our medium weight class 2. We need Caden Bolyard with tag 405. Jimmy Peasley with tag 439. Heather Hayes with tag 414. Laura Hayes with tag 416, Alexi Leonard with tag 427, and Raylan Rumer with tag 442.
We don't know who they are. Yeah, we're announcing at the end of each week division the 2 seniors and the 2 juniors that are coming back. And they do one.
boy in front, is he 145? The little boy way up in front.
146. You mean exhibitor number?
Yeah, the real small boy.
Yeah, 146.
146.
That weather up front owns this. I mean, there's just no getting around it. That dude is ultra impressive when you get down his back and how he blends and turns out of the backside of his shoulder through his rack and loin. He's the good, hard touch goat collectively throughout, and he comes with the most aesthetics of build and still not losing stoutness. His jaw is impressive. How he rolls into his shoulder with some elevation to his chest and utilizes his hind leg. That's just a very, very nice one. Red Doe saying second is another logical place to go there, and honestly might be just a little more turn, at least in the base of his leg. He's just as good in terms of his loin shape, not as upstanding in terms of his rack. He's a little more loose in terms of his hide, might be a nickel fatter as well, but you get him from the profile, he's just a little more short coupled. He's deep rounder out of his chest, not near as aesthetic. He just loses the added extras of feature and profile to be able to push the goat in front. Next one ends up being another one that's a little more bigger outlined. I like the added extension, and when he gets them put together, he looks okay. The reality is one, he doesn't have quite the added turn and muscularity the two in front of him. Two, he gets weak behind his shoulder, and I'd like to close him at the top of his scapula. That guy kind of opens up in how he moves and goes. He gets coarser out of his shoulder. I just need those things to blend together and tie to be able to push forward. Goat coming in, red goat coming next, ends up being one that's probably a little better profile. He's certainly better in terms of his elevation and neatness and youthfulness out of this chest and neck. One that I like there. He's squared down his back. He just doesn't have the extra power to be able to push up. And this is actually supposed to be flipped. Young man in the pink. What is on your shirt, man? Flamingos. My boy calls those mingos. Mingos. My boy's 3 and my daughter's 2. So your mingos are cool. You're supposed to be next. This dude's just a little fragile. He's real weak right behind his shoulder, and he's awkward in how he throws his legs off of either end. Goat rounds out the class, needs more power to push forward.
First place is Heather Hayes. Second place is Laura Hayes. Third place is Jimmy Peasley, and he is our first place county bred. Fourth place is Alexi Leonard. She is our second place county bred. Fifth place is Caden Bolliard. Sixth place is Raylan Rumor. Now we're going to go for medium weight division champions. So we're going to need Mackenzie Moats with tag 432, Heather Hayes with tag 414, Ingrid Nelson with tag 437, and Laura Hayes with tag 416.
She does have green ones.
I can see him.
I can see him.
I guess I was in high school. I started having to wear distance. It's actually funny. The place that I realized they have to question
Well, let's look at
like that might be a problem.
Yeah.
We're gonna do what we did last time.
Our medium weight division showmanship exhibitors that need to stay close and will be coming back at the end of the goat show. I have juniors, Caden Bolliard and Mackenzie Moats. You guys will need to come back in the junior division showmanship. And seniors, I have Heather Hayes, Ingrid Nelson, Jeremiah Keller King, and Laura Hayes.
We're going to keep this pretty short and sweet. The two out of the second class, not only are they starter featured, they come with added power and muscle. They're just more substance and profile. We're going to keep those two together. You'll be champion in reserve Division 2.
Okay, so
I'm guessing neither of those are county bred.
they are definitely not.
Yeah.
Which one Jimmy needs first? To come back.
The white goat, then the red goat. 215, tag 215's reserve.
Heather's first and then Laura. Yes, correct. So they're champion and reserve. Correct. But they're not county.
Okay, medium weight division champion is Heather Hayes. Our medium weight division reserve champion is Laura Hayes. So we're going to need Jimmy Peasley, tag 439, and Alexi Leonard, tag 427, to come in for our county bred.
Wait, Ingrid! Say her name. Say her name.
Say her name.
Ingrid.
Say Mackenzie.
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie Moose. They're stay. Just tell them to stay for county bred.
You girls need to stay to compete. Ingrid, we need you girls to stay to compete for county bred. Those two goats were not county bred, so you girls are going to stay and compete for county bred. So Mackenzie and Jimmy, and then Ingrid, if you'll come over here between Jimmy and Alexi. Yeah, that works.
Perfect.
Two goats that just entered in the ring for contention for reserve are interesting. The one that comes in first, that we talked about before, he's a little coarser. We need to collect him behind his shoulder and close the top of his scapula. He needs to be freshened up in terms of his touch. But when you start looking at that dude, that is a stout featured one that's powerful and white constructed. He's certainly got a tremendous amount of muscle underneath him. And we talked about the red weather before. He ends up being a little more elevated and youthful out of his front end and neck, one that just isn't quite as powerful. So those are the things that's going through my head. The one that just brings more tandem for county bred is a young man. That was a pretty deep class. You'll be champion in this division.
Yay, Jimmy!
This probably gets a little more interesting to me in terms of where we go for reserve and how this kind of fits. I read the red goat probably just a little crisper in terms of his back shape, specifically how he stands up out of his rack. One that I like, as I said before, in terms of his elevation. Little uncollected down his top line. He gets a little sway high at his hook or grow bone, and then gets steeper out of his hip and more fragile at the ground. I don't know if that is quite as good in terms of his rib cage. The other goat blends together a little better. He's a little stouter in terms of his foot. I think he's got plenty of muscle. He's probably square and wider in terms of his pin, but he's better in terms of how he collectively comes in his body shape and a fresh touch. We're going to go ahead and use the young ladies out of Class 1. That'll be your reserve champion, county bred.
County bred medium weight division champion is Jimmy Peasley, and county bred medium weight division reserve champion is Mackenzie Motes. Now we're going to start on our heavyweight division, Class 1. We need Lane Clark, tag 409, Jake Kilkenny, tag 422, and Macy Thomas, tag 448.
Go ahead, let's take it.
I think that
young man's weather to start up there with the red-shouldered or caped, whichever you prefer to call him. That dude ends up being not only the biggest footed and boned one with the stoutest jaw, but he's the big outline one that's compositionally most correct. He's toned to his touch, he's got muscle and shape, and he's probably the widest gauge one in terms of his general width of construction. Red one standing in second is better in terms of his top line, I'll admit that readily, and just kind of a meat and potatoes type of goat that doesn't do anything wrong. The problem is he just doesn't come with extras. He ends up being smaller in terms of his foot, more generic in terms of his profile, and not near as expressive in terms of his muscularity. Longer pattern one in the doe. This one's certainly longer in terms of not only his like the front, but like the spine as well. Sound one. Honestly, this is the one that's just most compositionally skewed. It's got way too much fat to be able to complement or balance into the muscle that one has underneath. So give him a big round of applause as they head back to the barn.
First place is Jake Kilkenny, and he's our first place county bred also. Second place is Lane Clark. He is second place county bred, and third is Macy Thomas. Next, we're going into heavyweight class 2. We need Sahara Belanger, tag 401, Ingrid Nelson, tag 438, Lexi Roy with tag 440, and Ava Simmons with tag 445.
guess. Hello. Did somebody just say something? Somebody just jinxed this. Come on. Hello.
There you go.
I figured that. Hello.
There it goes.
Hello. Testing. 1 2. Testing 2 2 3 3 4. How about a 2? Did 2? That'll be. What do you say? More time. Good 2. Good 2. Bit 2. What do you know?
Yesterday it was this.
Hello. I'm gonna yell.
We'll give you that. Here, use this. You'll just have to talk a little louder. Just scream into it.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, this is better today than it was yesterday,
It is,
too.
isn't it?
Okay. I'm not sure. As we come into this class, honestly, this is probably a little bit more interesting for me to logic through in my head of trying to find some balance. And honestly, when I go back to trying to find one that comes with a little added stoutness and power and still is compositionally as close to correct as we can, that caped weather ends up being the idea in my mind that kind of does that. He reads a little wider in terms of his pin set and base. He ends up being one that's a little bigger footed. Now, I'm not saying he's the one I like to look at all the time from his profile. He is not necessarily one that likes to collect himself. He gets lackadaisical in his top line. He's steep out of his hip, maybe a little softer in his foot, but trying to keep composition in combination with balance and function, I think he does that. The next one ends up being interesting in how I sit there and evaluate this guy, because from a composition standpoint, in terms of muscle and lean, he's probably one of the biggest backed ones. He is the hardest touch goat in class. I get him in terms of his kind. I'm not necessarily in love completely. I think he's got enough width in terms of his pin. He fades into the base of his leg and his forearm in terms of muscle. He's really flat in his rib. He's kind of racy, and that I don't appreciate, but I think he's compositionally correct with muscle, and the next two become issues in my mind, especially staying in 3. That goat is functional. It's meat and potatoes, but he is way past 12 o'clock in terms of his fat to lean ratio. He's pretty engulfed in terms of fat, even down in lower third, and he probably doesn't have as much muscle and shape underneath him to be able for me to compromise in that regard. And it comes with him being a little looser heighted too, I'll admit that readily, but he's an easy feeding one that's fed well. The one who rounds out the class is probably the next one that's a little fat, doesn't have necessarily the muscle, and he's probably the most generic in terms of his feature and stoutness and profile. One of the narrowest constructed one, and his parrot mouth is probably not necessarily helping him as much. So give him a round of applause. They head back into the barn.
First place, Lexi Roy, and she is our first place county bred. Second place, Ava Simmons, and she is our second place county bred. Third place, Sahara Belanger, and fourth place is Ingrid Nelson. Next, we're going to start heavyweight class 3. We need Lane Clark with tag 408, Alexi Leonard with tag 426, Tanner Thomas with tag 449, and Lexi Roy with tag 441.
There you go. 7 and 7.
Thank you. Sorry.
You're fine. I think there's a doe out here that kind of overwhelms everybody in terms of muscle. This is by far and away the most compositionally correct one, that's hardest touched and biggest backed, but still does so in a cool silhouette. That one's got some elevation in terms of how it's put together. Out of its front end comes vertical. Probably one of the more extended, elevated ones that we've had through the day. So really nice one to start. I think we go back to the next best composition goat here in second, and this one's still probably pretty extended and somewhat youthful out of through its head and neck. Comes with a little more grease. You can see that not only in terms of the looseness of hide, but you can see that in terms of its shape, not near as square and turn out in its back, but still an opened up one that's pin and fundamentally correct. Whether it comes next is one that comes and you can tell has some expression underneath. He's kind of got past 12 o'clock. He ends up being looser in terms of his hide and his fat, and this guy gets a little off in terms of his collection down his top line, steeper out of his hip. We need to pick him up out of his pasterns. Now, before I start talking about the goat, young man, okay, I want to talk to you because you gave that look of disappointment, and I totally get it. I don't want you to not be disappointed in terms of where it's at, but I want to tell you something, okay? I was once in your shoes. All right, and I will tell you, through my show career, I stood last more than I stood anything else. All right, and I mean that sincerely. I got beat all the time. We didn't have the funds or the ability or the resources to be able to super competitive and go buy great ones, and I learned, okay, and I continued to elevate. So you have a choice today, all right? I think you have a nice goat. I want to make that clear. He's just too chubby. That's the point-blank version of this. But you have a choice. Do you either learn and continue to grow to get better, or do you just be disappointed? And I hope it's the first, okay? Don't take this as defeat. This is just step one, man, and every time you're here, it's a different story. So be disappointed. I'm okay with that. But don't you ever show it to anybody other than your family and yourself. You keep your head held high. You go with pride everywhere you go and take pride in what you did because you presented him well. But you need to just continue to grow and learn, and you will get better. All right? I promise you that. Give him a big round of applause. They head back out of the barn.
First place, Alexi Leonard. Second place, Tanner Thomas, and he is our first place county bred. Third place, Lexi Roy, and she is our second place county bred. Fourth place, Lane Clark. Now we're going to go into heavyweight division champions. So we need Jake Kilkenny, tag 422. Lexi Roy, tag 440. Alexi Leonard, tag 426. Lane Clark, tag 409. Ava Simmons, tag 445. And Tanner Thomas, tag 449.
Come on out here, big man. You were first in the first class of this, right? I'm saying right here. Okay? Mark his front feet on that line.
Okay, while we're getting lined up for our final drive for heavyweight, I just wanted to announce the classes of showmanship. So the exhibitors that we're going to need back for junior showmanship: Caden Bolliard, Lane Clark, Lexi Roy, Lexa Galloway, Mackenzie Motes, Ava Simmons, and Hallie Simmons. The exhibitors that we're going to need back for senior goat showmanship: Heather Hayes, Ingrid Nelson, Jeremiah Keller King, Daniel Long, Olivia Mitchell, Laura Hayes, and Alexi Leonard. Showmanship will start shortly after the overall Grand and Reserve Market Goat for 2020 is announced. Hey, Lane, line up behind Jake.
Right behind you. And stay points on the wall, just line up directly. You want class 2? Come over here, you okay?
Lane, get right behind Jake towards me, honey. There you go.
And then you got this straight. Yeah.
Yeah, right there, Jim.
Do that,
Pretty awesome. Thanks, Sam.
As we come to the conclusion of our final division, we've got 3 goats out here that have some similarities in terms of pattern. One comes together in terms of not only being the most compositionally correct with added muscle, but also added feature and look and presence. That's going to be young lady Snow out of our final class. You'll be champion Division 3.
Way to go, Alexi.
That brings an interesting conversation and debate in my mind as to where you align next. And honestly, I'll be very specific. It's going to be between the second in class of our final division with the young man in the plaid shirt and a young man with that red hawk goat over here on the side. And they come a little different in terms of their package. I'll talk him because he's out here right now. This one I like better in terms of his fundamental rib cage. I think this one's pulled together and more collected down of his back. He ends up being just very fundamentally correct. Now, do I think necessarily this one's as toned and good to touch as I want him to be? Absolutely not. I think he's a little past 12 o'clock as well, but not maybe as far as some others. I do think this one's plainer in terms of his fun basics, not only in terms of his features, where he's smaller-footed and narrower in terms of his jaw line. He's not as opened up through his chest. He's not quite as expressive in his forearm. On the flip side, the young man's red hawked weather ends up having a little more presence. He's more elevated. He's bigger-footed. He's bigger boned, bigger jawed. All those things keep drawing me in terms of some presence and profile, in addition to him just being a bigger outline one in general. He gets weak behind his shoulder. He is pretty soft in his handle and dehydrated in his muscle. When I step back off of him, I just read him flatter collectively. As much as I think he's bigger forearmed, he's just flatter in his rib, he's flatter in his leg, he's flatter in his back. With that being said, we're going to keep the Class 2 division, final class division. He'll be reserve division. Okay, so what's in contention there?
So hold on one second.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I mean, us. Okay, so let's let...
We need a reserve county bred, and I have no idea what's going on.
So
just wait a second.
Okay,
Okay, Lexi's that's in there is up. She's good.
This one?
And Jake also. So those two are county bred. And then we can bring back in Lexi's second place that was under Tanner, if you would like.
Under Tanner.
The Tanner that you just picked. Her other goat, this Lexi, her other goat was third in that class, but was county bred. So
This is your better one. We're not going to worry about it.
okay, that's why I was asking. Yeah, because I didn't think that was probably worth your time.
So they're just choosing between.
So it'll be Jake, Lexi. Okay, Jake it is. Jake Kilkenny.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize the goat ran away. I was in my own little world. My apologies.
Heavyweight Division Grand Champion is Alexi Leonard. Heavyweight Division Reserve Grand Champion is Tanner Thomas. Our County Bred Heavyweight Division Grand Champion is Tanner Thomas. And our County Bred Heavyweight Division Reserve Champion is Jake Kilkenny.
Yes.
Now we're going to do the 2020 overall Grand Champion Market Goat. So we're going to need Hallie Simmons.
Jake,
tag
you
446.
stay. Lane, you can go. Ava, you can go.
Heather Hayes, tag
Lexi can go.
414. Alexi Leonard, tag 426. Caden Bolliard, tag 404. Laura Hayes, tag 416. And Tanner Thomas, tag 449.
Yes.
Now we're going to the final drive, right?
And that's your show.
And it's my show. Put 7 and 7. Down to even. Their seniors, their sisters were. Yeah, like that. It's gonna be hard to beat. They came out and they made immediate eye contact with both of us. I got to help you out. Somebody's serious about winning.
That's why it'll be fine. We just wait. You just worry about this. If you try.
I'll go get some.
What else do you think you'll need, Sue?
You just need the ribbonettes? Things? Just the reserve ones.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you can't do it.
Oh, yeah, if they weren't. Yeah, gotcha.
That's what I did in my final.
Yeah.
Split, we could bring forward. I think at 8 and 7, and then break over the time, and then brought them back for a final. These two points and us done that room great.
We just what we did for the mission. So we'll roll.
How you doing?
And then from your Division 2 reserves, you'll be right behind. Just what we did for the mission.
Yeah, I announced it right after the heavy. It's fine. Yeah. He comes back. So yeah, he got picked as a contender. So now he comes back for championship. As soon as this is over, actually. What was it?
The yellow jacket.
Oh, I missed it. Wow, that was quick.
Well, first off, give all your Go Market Goats exhibitors. This is the last show that I get to sort on the live side today. Give them a big round of applause. And I do have swine showmanship here after a while as we switch roles here in our final division. But it's been fun. You guys have done a great job. This has been a competitive show. The hosts have been absolutely fantastic. And you guys, again, just to reiterate what I said yesterday, nobody had to do this year to find alternative shows to make sure that you guys had the opportunities. They're investing in you. They're doing the extra effort because they want to make sure they're utilizing these activities, develop you guys as leaders to be the next ones to take our roles and fixing all the problems that we're screwing up. Okay? So please, please be thankful more than ever this year to not only what you're doing, but those around you that made these opportunities happen. So when you go to the ring, hug anybody, don't hug anybody. It's a pandemic. Never mind. Let me back up. But thank everyone because they didn't have to. Okay. And I want to close with a couple just quick remarks and the idea of that young man in the last class because that's going to resonate with me for a while. Okay. And I understand the disappointment, and I promise I did stand last more than I stood anywhere else because I didn't have the resources, just to be quite honest, and the opportunities to be able to go and do some other things to be competitive. But I found different ways to continue to grow and be a part of this. I got lucky in some spots and got some breaks to be able to be where I am today. And if my kids want to do this, which I hope they will, we will invest and within reason use this activity and help make them more competitive than I had the opportunity to be. But if you're disappointed, it's okay. The outcomes in life are a combination of small choices we do day in and day out. And the biggest choice of what happens is how you respond. Do you want to grow and be better, or do you want to accept defeat and just pout and at a pity party, basically? I hope you choose the first. I hope you choose to not accept defeat, not accept disappointment, and choose to learn and grow and continue to figure things out and critique as time goes forward. In everything you do, I'm not just talking about livestock, I'm talking about life in general. I have a huge pet peeve with just accepting defeat. I tell all my kids on judging teams, first or last isn't as important to me as constant growth, and by God, we're going to go down swinging. I don't care if you get waxed, but you still get up and you wipe the blood out of your mouth, and we're going to come back and we're going to step into this head first. And please, please do that with the rest of your life. And everything you go to do is accept that as you continue to want to grow and continue to better yourself, because that's the most important thing that you can learn from this activity. So please keep that in mind. I'll get off my soapbox, and we're going to go forward. So as we go through this, I'm just going to be pretty straightforward on this. I think there's a pair out here that overwhelms everybody in terms of muscle, and the one that wins does it with added feature of power and look. Congratulations, Division 2. You're going to stay together with championship. And I think we're going to have to pull a couple back in the middle for county bred, so I'll wait a minute. Yes. But I do have a pretty good idea where we're going.
You can actually leave that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now for our county bred, we need Jimmy Peasley, tag 439, and Mackenzie Moakes, tag 432. Your overall 2020 Grand Champion Market Goat goes to Heather Hayes, tag 414.
Okay.
Your 2020 overall Reserve Grand Champion Market Goat goes to Laura Hayes, tag 416.
Hey, young lady, isn't that a county bred? It's not?
No, not that one. Her other one was.
Hallie. Okay, wait. Hold on. So we need, in the ring, we need Hallie Simmons, tag 446, and Hallie Simmons, tag 447. You stay, Hallie. You're going to compete now for county bred, okay? And we need Jimmy Peasley and Mackenzie Moakes, and we need Tanner Thomas and Jake Kilkenny. Okay. So we need Hallie's other goat, and we need Jake Kilkenny still. Here comes Jake. And this will be for our overall 2020 County Bred Champion in reserve.
Confirm me before I look like a big idiot. Go around the other side. And your reserve division 3. Come right in.
So Jake, you hop in behind Tanner.
Stay right there.
Perfect.
Are we missing one here?
Yeah, we're waiting for Hallie tag 447. That would be her reserve. From the lightweight. Just go right behind Hallie. I think that's it.
Like I said, I think this is a really important division as county breds, and